This is Democracy Watch. So, Mark, we have some rare good news out of Nevada as far as Trump's efforts to overturn the 2020 election are concerned and the implications it might have for future elections. Can you explain what just happened in Nevada?
Yeah, I think a lot of people were shocked and taken by surprise about this. I was one of the few people who was not. The attorney general in Nevada, very good attorney general. I've defended him on TV when people said he wasn't going to do anything. He sought and attained indictments against the fake electors in Nevada from the 2020 election, a 2-count felony indictment. And it is very good news for people who care about democracy and about deterring this kind of conduct in the future.
Give us a lay of the land in terms of what states have now sought indictments against fake electors or other people who have sought to undermine the election results.
Yeah, so look, these fake electors are no joke. I mean, the fact is that you can't go about forging documents saying these are the people who won the electoral college when in fact they're not. And so it's good to see this in Nevada. We've also seen a similar case be indicted in Michigan. We saw sort of an apology of sorts, not an indictment, but to settle it, the bunch of the Republican fake electors in Wisconsin sort of issued an apology. But obviously the biggest one, I mean, the one that has sort of been dominating the news, has been in Georgia, right, where it's a racketeering conspiracy. And a lot of people have been focusing on the racketeering conspiracy part of that involves Donald Trump and January 6th and all of that. But part of that is a fake elector scheme. And so, and I'm not sure that we're done, by the way. Let me go on record right here. I'm not sure that we're done. I'm not sure that we have seen the last of the indictments over fake electors, because most states have a law that prohibits submitting false documents. So keep your eye on some of these other states where fake electors did their business.
And what states are still outstanding? If I'm not mistaken, is it Pennsylvania and New Mexico?
So look, I think you could be looking at Pennsylvania. I think you could be looking at potentially maybe something in Arizona. Who knows? Maybe New Mexico. I don't have any inside information here. I'm just saying that I think that once state AGs start to see that this is important to be vindicated, and they start to see some of the other states doing it, I think you're going to start to see this cascade. So I don't know every state where Republicans may have submitted some document either in this case in Nevada. The crime was that they submitted the fake documents to the U.S. Senate, to the archivist of the Senate. Essentially, they submitted the fake documents to the federal government. But we don't know in some of these states where there may have also been fake documents submitted or fake assemblies, conspiracies of people meeting at the state, where it didn't go to the federal government. So I just think there's probably going to be more here, but where, we'll have to wait and see.
Can you talk about the significance in terms of deterrence for this indictment being brought in Nevada, as well as the other states, both right now in terms of holding those people to account, but also the significance as we head into 2024?
I think it's critical. I think that the importance of the Department of Justice indicting and trying all of those January 6th individuals was as much about deterrence. Hey, next time you storm the Capitol, just be in mind, what we did here. So I think deterrence is very important there. And I think deterrence has been very, very important in these fake electors cases, because you cannot have a system of government in which disputes on the floor of the Congress, bad faith partisan disputes by Republicans, are supported or are fueled by these kind of fake certificates that come in. I mean, let's be clear. I'm not saying that anyone in Congress was fooled by the fake electors certificates,
Right.
but I am saying that there are lots of Republicans in the House and Senate who would latch onto a fake elector certificate to claim that there is a genuine dispute as an excuse not to certify Joe Biden again in after the 2024 election. So I think it is both a very important deterrence in the fact that it happens, but also a warning sign to prevent this from happening in 2024.
This indictment's been returned, so what's next in this process?
So look, like all of these criminal cases, and I should say this loud and clear, presumption of innocence. The presumption is that people are entitled to a presumption of innocence. They're entitled to a jury trial. They're entitled to confront the evidence in front of them. So, this will move forward. They'll either be pleas, and we've seen in Georgia, some of the lower level people plead out, including, by the way, a number of lawyers, not the finest moment for the Republican legal establishment,
Yeah.
that we've seen a number of Republican lawyers plead out. Here, one of the people in Nevada, I don't know how many lawyers there are. One of them was the state party chair. So we'll see whether we see pleas, but if not, ultimately these cases go to trial, and then we see whether there's a conviction and then sentencing accordingly. But Democracy Docket will be covering this, I can promise you, from start to finish. So make sure that you follow that.
And for anybody who's not yet subscribed to Democracy Docket, again, it's the free news outlet Marc founded to focus on everything voting and elections. It's an amazing resource. I'll put the link right up on the screen right here, so make sure to click on that and hit subscribe. Marc, can you talk about the prospect of a pardon for these fake electors, both at the state level and at the federal level, in the event that Donald Trump becomes the president?
Yeah, so one of the things that I think has Donald Trump most concerned about himself should also be the thing that has these individuals concerned, which is that the president can only pardon for federal offenses. Now, I don't think Donald Trump's going to win the election, so I think those are all going to be moot. But if you are a MAGA Republican sitting in Las Vegas right now, or in Carson City in the Capitol, thinking, okay, let me just buy some time and see how the presidential election comes out, you're out of luck. That Georgia case is not pardonable by the president. In fact, in Georgia, the governor even has limited ability to pardon those offenses. In Nevada, we have to look at the gubernatorial pardon powers, though there's no chance that the current governor, even though he's a Republican, would exercise pardon in a case like this. Wouldn't be his style. But the most important thing is it's not federally pardonable.
And finally, let's finish off with this. Can you, I guess, what's your message to these local officials who do seem to put their own liberty at risk for Donald Trump?
If you are a local Republican, if you are a county chair, a Republican state party official, or just a rank and file Republican who's trying to get in good graces with Donald Trump, go ahead and vote for him. I think it's wrong. I think it's, despicable, but it's your right to do so. But don't commit a crime for him, because if you commit a crime for Donald Trump, there are two things I can assure you. Number one, you're going to get criminally prosecuted and he's not going to be able to pardon you. But number two, Donald Trump is about Donald Trump. He'll leave you behind. Donald Trump doesn't care about you. He doesn't care about these people. He only cares about himself. And there's a long line of people who have gone to prison or have lost all their money or have wound up in disgrace because they thought they were doing the right thing for Donald Trump, and Donald Trump didn't return the favor. So don't commit crimes for him. Don't engage in election fraud, and hire yourself a good criminal defense lawyer.
Perfectly put. Seems like the perfect place to end. So again, for anybody watching right now, if you're not yet signed up for Democracy Docket and you want to support Marc and his team, the link is right here on the screen. It's also in the post description of this video. I'm Brian Tyler Cohen.
I'm Marc Elias.
This is Democracy Watch.